Hi guys, it's Psionics time! So put on your copper helms with crystals and let's talk psionics. Today is psionic combat. And we've got an awesome picture here. Somehow, you want to make your psionics that exciting. Flying eyeballs. Look at that. Whatever those things are coming up from the ground. Flying eyeballs. We need flying eyeballs. Okay. Combat. They say it shouldn't be more complicated than like two wizards or a couple more than two wizards going at it. They do point out lonely psionicist caught by enemy fighters are in serious trouble. Unless he can summon, create, dominate, or otherwise garner some help, he probably will be overpowered. For this reason, psionicists, especially NPCs, rarely travel without an escort if they are expecting trouble. So, that's a little game master tip. Make sure your psionic bad boys have appropriate brawn and meat shields. All right. Using powers. In general, a character can initiate only one psionic power per round with two key exceptions. Once a power is initiated, a character can maintain that power for as long as he can continue paying the maintenance costs. This assumes that the power has a maintenance cost. If no such cost is mentioned in the description, the power cannot be maintained beyond its initial duration. So make sure you read and understand the powers that your NPCs are using and the powers that the players are using. Psionic defense modes, exception number 2. Mind blank, thought shield, mental barrier, intellect fortress, and tower of iron will do not count against the 1 power per round limit. A character can always use a defense mode and initiate one other psionic power in the same round. I believe, without going back and pulling the other books, because I don't have them with me here, I just have the one we're working on. I believe that is, there's same or similar rules in the previous editions. Power checks. The power check is fundamental to psionic combat. In general, no psionic power functions unless the character first makes a successful power check. Modifiers apply for some powers. Furthermore, several powers require an additional power check before they'll yield a specific result. Check the individual power descriptions in chapters 3 and 8 for details. All right, so we'll get to that eventually. But put that in the back of your head. You gotta check before it's activated. Psychic contests. Psionic powers often clash heads on. For example, one psionicist may make a psionic attack against a character with an active psionic defense. Which power prevails? Does the attack break through the defense or bounce off? A psychic contest determines the answers. Resolving a psychic contest is simple when both powers are initiated in the same round. The two contestants just compare the die rolls for their power checks. A character with the higher successful roll wins the contest. If neither character's power check succeeds, or if both rolls are equal, the defender wins by default. In other words, a tie goes to the defender. Example, an attacker is using Ego Whip. The defender has erected a thought barrier. The attacker's Ego Whip power score is 15. and defender's thought barrier score is 12. The table below shows several possible outcomes of the psychic contest between the powers. So, the attacker rolls 11, defender rolls a 6. Attacker wins because the die roll is higher. Attacker rolled a 3, defender rolled a 9. Defender wins because his die roll was higher. Attack roll of 4, defense roll of 18. Attacker wins because attack roll succeeded, and the defender's roll did not in effect. There is no defense this round. Okay. Attack roll 16, defense roll 10. Defender wins because his defense roll succeeded and the attackers failed. Attack roll 19, defense roll 15. Neither power check succeeded. The defenders wins by default simply because the attacker didn't. They both roll an 8. Tied rolls. Again, the defender wins by default because the attacker didn't beat the defense roll. And the attacker rolls a 15, defender nothing. The attacker wins this automatically. His power check succeeded and his roll is higher than the defender's power score. So no roll will let the defender win. So he didn't roll because he had nothing to roll, apparently. Okay. I'm still having throat and lung issues. Maintain powers. In the example below, powers were initiated in the same round as the conflict. Some psychic contests involve the power that is being maintained, a power that was initiated in a previous round. In this case, the player whose character is maintaining the power must make a new power check strictly to resolve the contest. He gains a +1 bonus to his power score because the power is being maintained. If the contest roll fails, it doesn't mean the power fails. It's still being maintained, just not very well. For the contest, the character ignores the failed check and instead receives a successful result of 1. Multiple conflicts. In the thick of the battle, a psionicist may be involved in more than one psychic contest per round. If he's using more than one power, the player must make a separate die roll for each power used that round. If he's using a single power against more than one opponent, the player can make a separate die roll for each opponent. As soon as he rolls a number he likes, the player may use that result for all remaining psychic contests involving that power in that round. In other words, once he gets a power really well tuned in during a given round, he can stop fiddling with the dial. This rules apply to telepathic defense modes as well as other powers. Psychic lock. In some psychic contests, there is no clear defender. For example, two characters may try to use psychokinesis on the same object simultaneously. They do a little psionic arm wrestling. In such a case, the character with a higher successful die roll still wins the contest that round. For example, the winner would control the object. If the power checks indicate a tie, however, the characters are deadlocked or psychically locked. Neither character wins that round. To resolve the conflict, both characters should maintain the same powers during the next round and engage in a new psychic contest. If either character fails to maintain his power, effectively giving up, he suffers a backlash and loses 4d4 PSPs immediately. In any case, victory may be fleeting. If conditions are right, the loser can challenge the winner to a rematch in the next round. So those are some finer points. Combat round. Psionic conflicts follow the standard AD&D game combat sequence. All psionic powers, excluding defense modes, are used in order of initiative. For example, if a psionicist wants to attack or plans to teleport to safety, he can do so when his normal chance of attack comes around. Psionic defense work throughout the entire round, starting at the very beginning. Unlike spells, psionic powers do not have initiative modifiers. Psionic powers require a certain amount of concentration. A character who uses one during a combat round can move at only half his walking rate. Furthermore, he can be disrupted like a mage casting a spell. A power that is being maintained from a previous round cannot be disrupted this way, nor can telepathic tangents that were established in the previous rounds. If the power is disrupted during a preparatory round, the time invested in preparation is lost. No PSPs are expended when a power is disrupted. All right, I'm going to stop there, and because my lungs and stuff today. But we have a lot more to do. Telepathic combat, telepathic attack modes, telepathic defense modes, attack modifiers, tangents, other consideration, combat cards, before we finish chapter 2. So I just wanted you guys to start thinking about how we're going to put the powers to use. There's a lot more thoughts been put into, probably because they've been playing the psionics and things have come up. So they're trying to give like the answers to those potential ruling issues. Anyway, like, subscribe, comment. Have a great day. You can have psionics in a game. I mean, Gamma World, they're all over the place. But Gamma World does it a bit different. Eventually we'll get to Gamma World's rules too. First edition rules. I don't have the other editions. So, there you go. But everyone, have a great day. Bye.